Hi everybody, Rick Gilmore here, the good company to be in if you want to lead naturally and be who you are. Now you might be surprised to hear that US comedians and actors, George Burns and Groucho Marx, are two Meister philosophers of the 20th century. Now if that sounds for you a bit much to swallow, let me tell you why it's so. Because you see, both have been credited with gifting us with a big wisdom quote of gold. And it goes something like, sincerity is everything, and once you can fake that, you've got it made. Now on Song with George and Groucho's nugget, there's a lot of noise out there these days about the benefits of faking it till you make it. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about whether faking authentic leadership until you make it is your friend or foe. It's been said we now live in a time when truth and reality is all perception. And now all of a sudden, you no longer have to be the best, you just have to be perceived to be the best. And you might have noticed, there's a lot of people out there now huffing and puffing and believing their own press around that. Now I'm not here to pass any judgment on it all, because something you and I both need to understand is that almost certainly there is a time to brag and be too big to your boots, and that almost certainly there is a time to blow your own trumpet, because the last thing you want to do is rob us all of your genius or your highest service and miss out on the opportunity of manifesting what you're really here to do. Yet equally so, it could be said we live and work in a time when the human hearts are crying out for something more than mere posturing and party tricks, and are yearning for something more genuine, transparent and lasting. So what does this all mean for leading successfully in your operation? Because I suspect for those of you who have played in the leadership space over the last couple of decades, you might have found yourself thinking that you've been working in a leadership lolly or candy shop. Because I'm willing to wager that you'd have seen many leadership models and many leaders for that matter come and go in all sorts of varieties and flavours. I mean, a while back, maybe you were attracted to situational leaders or servant leaders. Or maybe not so long after that, maybe connected or collaborative leaders might have whet your appetite. And certainly in recent times, with the democratisation of leadership, maybe you've witnessed a few visionary and values-based leaders all starting to come online. And most certainly during that time, you would have been enticed by the doyen of them all, authentic leaders and authentic leadership models. Now, if you're anything like me, you might have been a bit baffled and bamboozled by this leadership buffet. And well, may you wonder, what is the right leadership tack to take? Or where do you start? Or worse still, maybe like many of us, you've just booted them all to the too hard basket and decided instead to stay in the leadership shadows. And one thing I can say for sure, that it's in moments like that faking it until you make it can actually start to seem like a very attractive option for you. And that's okay. But here's the thing, I'm here to tell you that yes, the neuroscientists, the psychologists, and many a coach out there might be right. And that yes, you can fake it till you make it and do all sorts of mind tricks across many domains and endeavours and get really serious results. But no, faking your authentic self and professionalising authenticity isn't one of them. Because the truth of the matter is, you can't fake being the real deal. You can't become authentic, you can only be authentic. Because in my opinion, any attempt to fake authenticity is a fruitless activity. Because in your attempt to be real, instantaneously takes you away from it. Now I know you might be grappling to get your head around that idea. A lot of people do. So what do I do then, I hear you say? So my advice simply is, first of all, is just simply stop doing stuff that falsifies yourself. Because as crazy as that might sound, knowing who you are not allows you to be who you are. And in conjunction with that, the next thing to do is to surround yourself with good company. And by that I mean not just good company people, but good company environments as well. And let those good company pals hold up the mirror and serve and support and nourish you and hold you to account on all the ways you might be bound up in believing a lesser version of yourself. Once you give yourself permission to do that, I can promise you, you'll be a lot closer to finding out whether faking authentic leadership until you make it is your friend or foe. You see, at heart, no one is fooled for too long. And at work, you do know who the shammers and scammers are, don't you? Or as leadership guru Jack Welch eloquently puts it, just as we know the phonies, the flip side is we do know the real deal when we encounter it. So hold on to that contemplation, because in my next video I want to share with you my experience of meeting with someone who many believe is the real deal under all circumstances and conditions. And even though he's probably never read a marketing book in his life, he's managed to build a massive personal and organisational brand over the last 35 years. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if so, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Maybe let me know your thoughts on do you believe you can't become authentic, you can only be authentic? Or what's something you can do today to up the ante on being good company to yourself or to others? And if you're watching this on anything other than goodcompanycoaching.com.au, please head over there and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you and love to give you a few high fives and namaskarams. And until we meet again, be who you're meant to become.